Hey everyone, welcome to this week's live stream. So today is more about a client situation that I wanted to share with you. So I'm doing like a Q&A, and this will really help you with getting out there online. And if there's any fears or anything that's holding you back, this will help you specifically around dealing with criticism online. So obviously we're online and everyone's got an opinion, okay, and some opinions will go opposite to what we're thinking, okay. So dealing with different opinions and dealing with it in a professional manner is needed, and that is something I really did have to learn coming online in 2014, 13-14. And I was back then I was in MLM and I was selling a health and weight loss product. So that product did come with a lot of negativity as well. It didn't taste very good, but it did give the results, okay. So I had to sort of manage my way through without even doing any self-development work for the first year, how to deal with criticism. And I didn't deal with it very good, okay. I would be somebody who would probably just block the person who made a negative comment or unfriend them or do something, but I would just never deal with it in a way that is what we would say is professionally done, or done in a way that it's not getting to you, okay. Anything or anyone would ever disagree with me, it would be taken personally, and I would be thinking about it for days. It would really slow down my progress in terms of productivity. I would just waste time thinking about it, or I would avoid getting back into business. So that would be sort of my trigger to procrastinate and not get the work done, right? Back then I had very low self-awareness, so I didn't know what was going on. I just thought, how dare she say this, or how dare they say this? And it would just be me doing everything else except business, and most of the time it was dealing with criticism or a negative opinion about something that I thought was right, okay. Now coming online and being entrepreneurs, doesn't matter what niche you're in, right? You've got some knowledge, you definitely have solved a problem that other people need help with, okay. So you've solved a problem, whatever that is, right, that other people need help with. Say that again. There are other people that need your help, and that will include changing how people think. They may have thought, for years, people thought something was good for them. I don't know, Coca-Cola wasn't as bad for them, but they're realising that, hey, there's so much sugar in Coca-Cola that how it affects the body. Okay, now whoever made that statement first is going to get a lot of criticism. There's people that loved Coca-Cola and they still do. And some people decided not to drink it anymore because of the amount of sugar that was in there. Okay, but the first person that stood their ground to it, this is a really popular drink, right? Especially in the UK, really popular, and people love it. They drink it instead of water, right? And that was the goal of Coca-Cola, to have it replaced for water, have it replace water for many people. So when the first person stood their ground to tell people, hey, it's not really good for you, it's got this much sugar in and it's got all these chemicals in, this is what it does to the body, that person would have got many criticisms, okay. This is where strategy would come in. However, in session with my client, we didn't go through the strategy because everybody knows what they need to do. The only thing that blocks them from knowing what they need to do when it comes to handling criticism is the feelings that criticism or that thing has given them. When we deal with the feeling, that negative emotion that comes up, then you know what to do. And I'm going to give you the steps on what to do. The steps are exactly what my client said after we got rid of that emotional block that she had, that really did root down to when she was a child. Yeah. So when we get to the emotional part of it, when we deal with the emotion that's linked to that behavior, which is retrieve, right? Hey, how dare she comment, or oh my goodness, and then the self-doubt comes in, or whatever comes in, and then you're questioning yourself, is Coca-Cola really good for you, right? No. Okay, is all that sugar really good for you? You don't want to retrieve. What you want to do is get to the point where you're respecting that person's opinion or model of the world and continuing your work, because because you've got people out there that need to hear your message. Okay, so what we first did was dealt with the emotion that was coming up, which rooted to the client's childhood, right? Once we dealt with that, the learns that she gave me were exactly what we all need to do when it comes to dealing with criticism, okay? And very much of a common knowledge, and you can take this straight away. And if you feel like you can't really act on these strategies yet, then there is something more deeper, and you can definitely reach out to me and I will help you around that. It's literally for my self-mastery clients who have gone through the emotional breakthrough program, which was 12 weeks, and those that are in emotional mastery and progressing to self-mastery, I do this technique. It takes about 10 minutes to do. And we release the emotion, okay, because literally when we played out a criticism type scenario, so the client said, hey, this is my post, and then I just became a critic of that post, and then she felt a surge of emotions, and you know, her face colour changed, and I said, okay, we need to deal with this first before we get into the strategy. And then after that, she knew the strategy, which I'm going to share some of it with you here. So dealing with criticism online, I don't want you to predict it to happen. I don't want you to think about it that, hey, yeah, people are going to come and yeah, I'm going to post today and for sure I'm going to have a criticism type comment underneath it, okay? Don't expect it, but know that everyone has got an opinion and everyone is going to share their opinion, okay? You've got to be very clear with your purpose. That's number one. Be very, very clear with your purpose of what you're doing, why you're doing it, okay? That has to happen. And my client really gave me that straight away, what her purpose was. I'm going to email her this later on and she will get that. These are your concrete foundations. When you know why you're here, what you're doing, why you're doing it, okay, then you will stay grounded. You will keep on going. Nothing's going to take you off track. You will keep on moving forward at whatever speed, whatever movement speed you want to go with, okay? Clarify your purpose. This is your branding work. When it comes to your being online, doesn't matter if you're in business or not, you could be doing charity work, right? You've got to know your purpose. You've got to know why you're doing it, what the problem was, what the solution is, and people need to know this. That passion has to be there. That has to be there. This is something I do with business and non-business, right? Why I'm doing what I'm doing. What are my values? That has to be checked in. That has to be checked in. I did a video about values last week. Okay, when you do your values, you clarify them, you know what you're doing, why you're doing it. So other people's opinions doesn't even come in to your field, doesn't come into your mind. Yes, you take it and you appreciate them for their opinion, but it shouldn't affect your decision. It shouldn't affect your behaviour in moving forward, okay? Because if that's you doing that, then you're giving them power, and it shows resilience isn't there yet, and you need a lot of resilience in business, a lot of resilience. Not thick skin, resilience. It's two different things. Thick skin is more to do with, hey, keep taking it, feel it, and then but keep going. So you're getting more and more bitter, and your cup's getting full of negativity and just overflows, and then you just end up having, I don't know, a breakdown or you burn out. So what you're doing here is building resilience where you know who you are and you're checking with yourself that, hey, I'm doing the right thing, this is my purpose, this is why I'm doing it. You need that. Okay, I have the same formula of purpose clarity when I work in my self-development group. We do weekly meditations in there, and weekly meditations right now with the society the way it's going in my community isn't looked upon as great, right? It will most likely change the next decade. Meditation is really getting accepted, but meditation has always been a part of the spiritual side of my faith, but it's been forgotten in the last few decades. So currently there's a lot of criticism to it, there's a lot of negativity, but then it doesn't stop me from showing up every week. It doesn't stop me from advising it every single time I speak to somebody who I think needs it, if they want me to advise them, of course. So I know what I'm doing, I know why I'm doing it, I know what my problem was, I know the solution to it. All these things have to be clarified. Your purpose has to be there. It's like your it's like your foundation before you build your house. If you're not going to have a strong foundation, your house is going to collapse. Every criticism will stop you from taking action, from moving forward, right? And you're going to get criticism. I most likely will get more criticism because people don't know what I do. They haven't asked me and they just decided to just throw their comments, okay? So know your purpose, why you're doing what you're doing, okay? Who are you serving? That's your number 2. Who are you serving? If you don't know who you're serving, then any comment, any feedback that is not wanted will affect you, okay? Now you need to know who you're serving, what quality is in your ideal target audience, your avatar. That has to be there. Like for me, there's many people that have problems with their mindset, right? And I can just see it in observation, just through my own work, right? But I can only help them if they want help, if they have that self-awareness that there's a problem, okay? Because you can't change somebody who doesn't want to change, right? So you're going to have to really get clear with who you're serving. Who are you serving? Then, when somebody does throw a criticism in your post or disagrees, firstly, you're going to check, is this the person that is my ideal avatar? And secondly, are you going to check, well, if it's working for them, then that's great. Like somebody who is happy and enjoy and on purpose in life, and they don't meditate, just for example, they don't meditate, but they are so connected with their values, they're so happy all the time, and they have high self-awareness, they have mastered their emotions, life is amazing for them, and they don't meditate, that's cool, because the outcome they've already got. They just didn't need to meditate to get that outcome, right? So this is where your purpose comes back in. What you're doing, who are you here to serve, what outcome do you want for them? That kind of comes into your purpose as well, the outcome part. But I'm going to cover the outcome specifically again in number 3. What outcome are you giving them? So if somebody is not problem aware, then they're not going to be solution aware or outcome aware, right? So your number 3 is being outcome aware. What outcome are you giving your people? Okay, and if they've already got the outcome, you're going to be happy for them, right? So if somebody comes on your post and you've put out little like a little guideline that this is what you should do in this situation, okay? Because you do have to educate your audience. Again, you're a thought leader as well when it comes online. You've got to change how people are thinking, hence they'll come and follow to where you're going. So you're educating them, and if somebody posts, hey, this is not true, it's not working, like this is something, whatever they post about, it could be the opposite of what you've said, okay? And they've said, no, this works for me. Let me give you an example of my client actually. So she recommends children that they should use their iPad or devices for 20 minutes a day, right? And say somebody who's a parent comes on and just says, hey, my child uses her iPad or his iPad for 2 hours a day, and she or he's amazing at school, you know, she's so good in her work, in her attitude, and generally she's a happy child, right? Because there are scientific literature out there that states that when you're on the iPad for too long, for several hours a day, it affects your mood, it affects a child's development, depending on their age, how it affects them. So if that research is something that's out there, and my client really does passionately feel that, however, there's somebody in the comments who says, in their audience who comments and says, no, this is not true, my child's amazing, she goes on the iPad for 2 hours a day, she's, you know, excelling in all areas of her life, then what you would do is celebrate that person, because they've already got the outcome that they want, which is what you want for them, which is for them to have a happy childhood, whatever that is. I mean, this is my client's outcome: happy childhood, flourishing, growing. She wants to serve people. This is what she said. Show them to make people's life easier, right? So if she's already making people's life easier, well, she isn't, but then their life is already easier in the situation, then you gotta celebrate that. Okay, this completely takes away any rejection as well. So if somebody says no to your product or service, However, they get the outcome that you want to give them, but they get the outcome from somebody else, a different service, then you got to celebrate with them as well. You don't have to like send them a message and celebrate, but you still have to feel happy for them, because ultimately they've still got the outcome. And if your purpose is aligned with your highest values, you will be happy for them, and you will take on board their decision, whatever that is, right? So if your outcome is to have somebody feel great about their body, to lose weight and feel great, they didn't decide to buy your products or services, they went and bought somebody else's, and they've got the outcome in a different way, right? They may have, I don't know, got coaching instead, then that's great. They've still got the outcome, right? That has to be celebrated. If it hasn't been celebrated, then there's stuff in you that needs to be dealt with. Whatever that is, it could be you feel rejected, you feel, I don't know, fearful, there's scarcity there. That needs to be worked on, okay? Because I have also felt in the past when other people have gone to other services somewhat rejected, I took it personal. Then that's my stuff that I need to deal with, okay? Because it's stopping me from doing number one, which is being on purpose. Being on purpose is something I value. However, I didn't feel on purpose when somebody else went to some other service to get their outcome that I was also going to give them. Okay, so then I have to deal with that. And that's your self-development journey, that you have to always check in with yourself and grow. So 3 things just to review, if you like, is get clear on your purpose, who you're serving, and what outcome do you give. And if that person is getting that outcome, right, and even if it means the how isn't how you would want them to get it, but they're still getting it, then celebrate with them. Celebrate with them. So I'm just going to cancel this message. Celebrate with them, because that's what you're here for. And if you feel like you're not celebrating with them, then there's some healing that needs to happen within. You need to let go of something that is stopping you from that. So I hope this helped, these 3 steps. They definitely do help me. And any time I'm feeling anything if I take anything personal, which I rarely do nowadays, if I do, then I would check in with my purpose. What am I doing that's triggered that feeling? Okay, what do I need to let go of? And I've come to a point where I do a lot of self-awareness, and I do a lot of self-coaching myself as well, and have a mentor to oversee me. And it just works. So check in with your patterns and then just keep on growing. I mean, this is why most people don't succeed in business, because they stop growing and they let other people's values and comments and behaviours affect them. So keep that posture. And this was a quick video on dealing with criticism online. I hope you found it useful. If you do want to learn more and get involved in any online workshops that I do, you can also get access to my free group. It's called Emotional Mastery Starts Here. And I will catch you in the next video.